You're the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Motor Unit. I have also with myself is Maurice Plow from the community itself. He's one of the community leaders here. So we're out here conducting traffic enforcement today. We're listening to concerns of the community in reference to the traffic issues and aggressive driving issues out here. So we have a couple motor guys behind us conducting that type of traffic enforcement in the West Unincorporated Delray area. As you see here, they're conducting speed enforcement on a couple of vehicles driving in the 45-mile-an-hour range here. We did listen to concerns of the community reference to those aggressive drivers. So like I said, we're going to be out here answering any questions, concerns, comments in reference to Instagram viewers here. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please ask us. Once again, I introduce Maurice Plow from the community itself.
I just want to thank the Sheriff's Department on behalf of the community. We're appreciative of the Sheriff's Department helping us out west on the speeding that's going on. We need to slow down because we're getting into the holiday season, and it's very important that we read the speed limit and stay on that speed and below. As you see signs in the community that says 45 miles per hour, that doesn't mean to go 55. Please help us, community, be safe.
So once again, the Sheriff's Office is actually looking at different school zones issues, traffic issues throughout the community itself. So please, if you enter a school zone, slow down, pay attention to yellow flashing signs, be aware of the children crossing in the area. Please be careful of our crossing guards that are helping those children cross those roads. Once again, don't drop your children off in front of the school on a designated area. Please make sure it's inside the school parameters and also off the roadway. Make sure those children get inside the school safely. We'll have deputies out there enforcing those laws. So please, if you get stopped, be patient. Make sure you have your information readily available. So if you have any questions, concerns about being stopped by the Sheriff's Office or being stopped by a law enforcement entity, please ask us those questions on Instagram Live. We're here to answer those issues. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we're conducting traffic enforcement behind me in West Delray area in reference to high speeders, aggressive driving, and also distracted driving issues. There's been some questions already coming in from Instagram about what's the ways I can get off from getting a traffic citation, or what's the best excuses that we heard in the past. The best ones we probably heard was restroom issues. Somebody has to use the restroom, or they have a restroom emergency. Please, once again, if you have a restroom emergency, especially in the West Delray area or other areas, there's plenty of restrooms to use that are local. So please stop and don't speed to your house or speed anywhere else to try and use those emergencies. We don't put your life in safety or somebody else's life in jeopardy over a restroom issue. So we have had some funny stories. We can't go into much detail on Instagram, but that generalize it, that's what we have. Second is, we had another question come in reference to how to handle your citation, or what happens if you're given a citation. You have multiple ways of handling it. The three most common ways of handling it are either paying the citation, go to traffic school, or you can contest a traffic citation in a court to plead your case in front of a magistrate or a judge. So a couple other questions that came in recently was also, how do I handle being pulled over? So if a law enforcement entity stops you, like they're learning out here today and conducting speed enforcement, please pick a safe location to pull over. The deputy will try to do the same, or the law enforcement entity will try to do the same. Please pick that safe location to stop. Make sure you roll your windows down, have your hands visible. It makes a more comfortable atmosphere for yourself and also for the deputy or the law enforcement entity that's pulling you over. He's probably going to ask you for your documents. He or she will ask you for your documents. You can provide those documents at that time, have a general conversation about the infraction you might have committed. At that time, if a citation is issued to you, once again, you can handle it by those options that were given to you prior, or you can take it to court, pay the citation. Those options we stated before. Also, please just be patient with the deputy or law enforcement officer. Attitude is everything. So if it's a good attitude, good interaction, it reduces down the tension, reduces down a lot of the issues that may occur in the future. So we want to make sure those traffic stops are safe. We will have professionalism during those issues. So just please, once again, we're just trying to make those tensions calm down.
One of the things that we've heard in our community and around this area is that people are going so fast that they're fearful of their children's safety in the communities. We ask you, please stay safe, slow down, think of the other person next to you, and if you see something, say something. That's one thing I can say in our community, is that we're all working together to slow it down. That also means on 441. We have signs put up that we need you to please slow it down so we can get home safe. I personally am taking a pledge today, and I know the young people out there will take it with me. The pledge is, do the speed limit. Try that for 1 year and see how you're a better person. I pledge to do that. Will you pledge with me?
So since we're on Instagram Live, a lot of questions are coming in also in reference to reckless driving, car driving, drifting, reckless driving in those atmospheres. So yeah, the Sheriff's Office actually conducted an operation over the last 6 months in reference to reckless drivers, drifters, and racing during nighttime operations. I received a lot of complaints in through my desk in reference to people racing on the roadways at nighttime in front of their residence or the developments itself. So right now the Sheriff's Office is conducting those operations. We're fully aware through social media platforms and also through word of mouth through the community, and then conducting those operations we also gather more intel on what type of people are actually driving those type of reckless driving atmospheres and also the conditions they're driving in. So please, if you're want to conduct any type of drifting, racing type issues, stay away from any type of the shopping plazas, stay away from any type of non-sanctioned events. The sanctioned events could be at the fairgrounds, as we had recently. We had a sanctioned event where they can do drifting and type of car demonstrations, such as acceleration demonstrations and so on, or exhibition driving. So please do it at a sanctioned event. Don't do it on the roadways. It is a criminal offense to do that. Your car will be towed. It could be held at a tow yard between 5 to 30 days. We are holding those cars for those type of issues. There's a new state law came out October 1st that defines those type of racing, drifting, and exhibition driving issues. So once again, please do those at a sanctioned event. If you're just now tuning in Instagram Live, once again, we're conducting a traffic enforcement detail out here. We receive complaints from the community. We partnership up with the community events such as Maurice Plow. He's one of the community leaders here. We partnership with other developments and other community leaders. So we hear those complaints. We hear from the community. Once again, Maurice explained a lot of those issues that are going on, such as speeding, aggressive driving in the community. So that's what we're out here conducting enforcement for, handling those issues.
Another thing that I have heard from the community is that people ride their bikes on Lyons Road, and we want you to be safe. So we need people to slow down, see where you're driving, stay in your lane. Don't try to go in a lane that's not a regular street lane. Some of the people down by the bridges and Boca Bridges have used the lane that's not marked as a lane to try to get into their communities. Stay in your lane and be safe. We need your support. We appreciate Captain Sant and the Sheriff's Department in helping our community to be safe. So please help us help you.
So as Maurice was talking about bicycle lanes, as you see here, there's actually a bicycle lane present here on the side of the road. He's talking about on the side of Lyons. So please use those bicycle lanes safely. If you're a bicycle rider, please adhere to the bicycle rules. Under a definition for the state statute, a bicycle has to use a bicycle lane or a sidewalk, or it has to go to the flow of traffic. It's the same as the definition of a motor vehicle. So please adhere to those laws. Make sure you're driving safely. If you have to use a sidewalk because the roadway won't allow you to, just be careful of those pedestrians as you're riding a bicycle. State law says you have to give the yield right away to that pedestrian if they're using the sidewalk. So stay safe, and when you're riding your bicycle out there, make sure you pay attention to the other vehicles. They may not be paying attention to you, so stay safe while riding your bicycle too.
And you know, I would appreciate, we have a lot of visitors now starting to come down to South Florida. You might go fast in your community up north, but down here, stay the speed limit. We need you to support us to keep our families safe. And one of the things is we've had a person who passed away on this road riding his bike. We need you not to make it a second one. Help us to make sure that we have a safe community. One last thing that I would like to bring up is a lot of people leave their keys in their car instead of taking them in their house. And we have a lot of car thefts in our community. I have heard from my residents that says their car's been stolen. And I asked them, how did it get stolen? I left my keys in the car. I'm asking you to take a pledge today. It takes 2 seconds to take your keys in the house. Can everyone please take your keys in the house so we don't have to worry about cars being stolen in our community?
So there was one question asked earlier about how do I report an aggressive driver? So if you call 911 or call the Sheriff's Office or local law enforcement entity, and please explain to the dispatcher where you're driving at. We're asking you not to follow that vehicle at a high rate of speed. We're not asking you not to follow that vehicle and cause another type of aggressive driving issue, but please have it reported. We'll have a deputy, or if you're in local jurisdiction, respond to that aggressive driver, and hopefully they can be pulled over and stopped at that time and warrant what the issues were. Another question was, if I have a medical emergency or my family member or relative having a family emergency, can I drive really fast to the hospital? Am I allowed to do that? So what we're asking people is, I handle a lot of high school drivers ask the same questions too. So what we try to explain to people is, please call 911 first. We have most of the time the local EMS or fire rescue will be within the 5 to 10 minute response time. You driving at 100 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour or above the posted speed limit will not get you there safely, because you put your life in danger, you're putting the person that has a medical emergency in danger, and you're also putting the surrounding citizens and drivers in danger. So please, the emergency response teams are educated and experienced on how to drive those emergency vehicles with lights and sirens. They can get to the hospital faster. And also, most people don't realize fire rescue is the first line of giving that first aid attention to them, so they can sustain that person, make sure that medical emergency is not elevated, and they can get them to the hospital safely than you can. So please don't try to do that. Call 911, and we'll have those emergency medical services get there as fast as they possibly can.
One last thing, and that is, we want to thank the Sheriff's Department, because as a community leader, Pbso of District 4 has worked with all the communities to help us be safe. And that is important, that you work with your Sheriff's Department, because as our community be safer, more people will come and live with us. So please, partnership with your Sheriff's Department, help us. If you see something, say something. And I want to thank Pbso for this opportunity to really make our community safe. Our community is a much safer place.
And Maurice, on behalf of the Sheriff's Office, on behalf of Sheriff Bradshaw, on behalf of Captain Sand, thank you very much for your partnership in the community. We definitely appreciate it. And anybody in the Instagram Live, questions, concerns, comments, please, we'll answer any questions you have for us, and we'll definitely help you out, all right?
And one thing I want to say, we have the best sheriff, Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, who cares about his community, and he does it throughout Palm Beach County. We want to thank Sheriff Rick Bradshaw for everything he does for Palm Beach County, because he's the man and he's the one that cares about making us safe. Thank you, Sheriff Bradshaw.
Everybody, please stay safe on the holidays, drive safely, and good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
Hi, good morning. I'm Sergeant Scott Yard of Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, Motor Unit. I have also with myself is Maurice Plow from the community itself. He's one of the community leaders here. So we're out here conducting traffic enforcement today. We're listening to concerns of the community in reference to the traffic issues and aggressive driving issues out here. So we have a couple of motor guys behind us conducting that type of traffic enforcement in the West Unincorporated Delray area. As you see here, they're conducting